on in here.
There's a place I know when every flight gets home that they visit every night. It's where they put some things to get them in the swing for tomorrow's thrilling flight. A lunchbox, a backpack, some homework, a jacket, everything they need. So when morning is coming, they're running around now with last enough with speed. 'Cause their launch pads are ready to go. Their launch pads are ready to go. Like a cruise space shuttle, they fly on the double when the launch pads are ready to go. Oh, oh, oh.
Share it now. Like an astronaut ready to take off, put your cargo in one place. If you think ahead before you go to bed, you'll be sailing smooth all day. So check on the weather, decide if you'd rather walk or take the bus. If you know what's coming, it's so much more fun, and you're in the command because your launch pads is ready to go. Your launch pads ready to go. Like a cruise space shuttle, you fly on the double when your launch pads ready to go. Oh, oh, oh. So just stop for a minute, and if something's missing, then you run and get it. So your launch pads are ready to go. Your launch pads ready to go. Where's everybody?
Like the cruise space shuttle, you fly on the double when your launch pads are ready to go. Oh, oh, oh. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like a cruise space shuttle, you fly on the double when your launch pads are ready to go. Oh, oh, oh. My launch pads are ready to go. My launch pads ready to go. Like a cruise space shuttle, I fly on the double when my launch pads ready to go. My launch pads ready to go. That's right. My launch pads ready to go.
Okay, folks, I don't know what's going on with things going in and out, but it seems to be fine here. I don't know what's happening on your end, but you may need to restart and go close out and come back in. That's all I know to tell you, because I haven't had a disruption and it could be Facebook, you know. Anyway, it's Tuesday. It's Plan and Play Day. And it's time to get out our calendars and plan our week, next week, and the end of this week. And, you know, plan our menus and do some things. But I want to talk about a bigger plan, a much bigger plan right now. And that plan is turn the Wi-Fi off, Patty says. Okay. To do that, I have to close out. We're up to 200 now. We're up to 200, so I'm going to leave it alone. It seems to be working fine. If I mess with it, it's going to mess everybody up. So those of you who are having trouble with it, watch it after it's over with, because it seems to be working. So I'm going to get the comments coming. I've missed a bunch of comments. Anyway, yeah, people are getting in here now. Something was wonky, but it wasn't. I wasn't seeing low connection, anything like that. Today at 3 o'clock, our governor is going to decide whether schools start back again. And my feeling is that the schools will not be starting. And I'm saddened by that. He's got to do what he's got to do, but that doesn't mean we have to like it. I don't know what's going on in your state or your country, but
schools in Europe have gone back to school 2 months ago. And we've got to think about educating our children, because that is the most important thing we can do right now. Is our children can't miss out on a year's worth of education. They can't miss out on 3 months of education. So it is up to us as parents to make sure our children are getting the education that they need. So, how are we going to do that? Well, education starts at home. Even if your children go to public school, education has always started at home. And you have to help with homework, and you have to have a place that is functional. You have to have a home that is conducive to learning. You need books in your house. You need the ability to sit down someplace and enjoy time with your family. And if your house is covered in clutter and chaos, you can't do that. You cannot do that. I'm going to tell a little story. Leanne and I met because she found me on a homeschooling message board. She says, she asked for help. How can I do my job? She was a freelance writer, homeschool my children. And she said, they all said, Fly Lady. Well, we're getting a lot of publicity right now because we can help you get your home in order so you can homeschool your children. We can do this. Leanne and I can, and Tammy homeschooled 6 children. 6 children. We were talking this morning. And if they close down the schools, you've got to have something ready. You can't just fly by the seat of your pants to get these kids educated. You've got to have a plan. And that's what Plan and Play Day is all about. You've got to get your children educated. And that starts at home. Now, I've never homeschooled children. I was married to a school teacher, public school teacher. I was the daughter of a public school teacher. And I went to public school my whole life, but I have met some amazing kids that were homeschooled. I'm telling you, they are some amazing children that have been homeschooled. And I've met them all over the country when I've gone to conferences. So homeschooling, it's a job. But I would say this to a public school teacher, just like I'm saying it to the homeschool teacher. You got to be dressed. Your house has got to be in order. Because if you go to school, I've known many public school teachers who let their house fall apart during the school year. And then they recoup it in the summertime. This is no way to live. Do you hear me? This is not the way to live. You have got to have your house in order. And that means you got to get rid of the clutter, because clutter is holding you back from doing what you're supposed to do. You have to get dressed to lace up shoes. You have to have a lesson plan on what you're going to do today. Now, my daughter-in-law, she homeschooled Sarah from kindergarten from first grade on. Ethan was in the 3rd grade. They went to a Christian school, and Emily was not crazy about the classical education that they were getting. She was not crazy about it because it wasn't teaching them how to think. It was teaching them how to memorize. And that is not what she believes. So she wanted a Christian education for my grandchildren. She wanted that. But she wasn't willing to give up their minds in the process. So she wanted them to learn how to think, to process, and not just try to memorize everything, but learn how to figure things out, which is the way I grew up. We had to figure things out and learn how to problem solve, set up systems that would make their learning work for every process, for every subject. So when she came to us and said, she asked Robert and I to come over to the house, and she and Justin said, we're thinking about homeschooling Ethan and Sarah. And Robert and I looked at each other and said, how can we help? The other grandparents, not so much. But it's been good for them. Ethan he'll be a senior in high school this year, and he's spent a whole year in community college. And by the time he graduates from high school, he'll have 2 years in community college. Imagine that, graduating with 2 years of community college. And he's exploring different options of what he wants to do when he grows up. And he thinks he's already grown, but that's how teenagers are. And she's just having a wonderful time. She was a school teacher before she got pregnant with Ethan, and she taught for 4 years. But she wanted to stay home with her children and spend as much time with them as possible. And she's done that. And Ethan's ready. He's at camp all summer long, working at a camp. He can't come home, or they won't have a music director at camp. But Ethan's been able, with his homeschool education, he's been able to master the guitar. He's in electrical engineering courses in the community college just to see if he likes it. And it's just important that we put our children's education first. Now, many people are having to work from home now. I know I'm gonna do a survey later today on how many people are going to be homeschooling this fall. And we have a homeschooling section where you can sign up for Tammy's emails that give you a mission every day, and she keeps you right on track. She really does. And it's one email a day, and you can get signed up for it. I posted it in Slack for Liz and Patty to post here, but I can't post it, but maybe they can. It's in Slack, but it's I can't even remember it. All right, let me see if I can find it in Slack and tell you what it is, because evidently they're not here. I know they're here because there it is. There we go. Music. So Patty or Liz has posted it in here to go sign up for our homeschooling messages. When you sign up, it will take you off the regular list, and I think that's what it does. And it puts you in the homeschooling list. Anyway, get signed up. You're going to like it. You're really going to like it. Because our children's education comes first. You can't educate a child with a dirty dining room table. If you've got crap on your dining room table, you're not ready for school. If you're not dressed to lace up shoes, yeah, it's free. If you're not dressed to lace up shoes, you're not going to be able to find their textbooks. One of the things Tammy has done and Leanne did was they had a tub for the kids' schoolwork. A lot of the work now is done online. You got to have another computer. You got to have a place for them to put their things. Tammy had a resource bookcase that she used for her things, because homeschooling teachers hoard everything, just so you know. I have to call them on that. They're hoarding curriculum for children that hadn't even been born yet. So bless someone else with your curriculum that you're not using, and because there's going to be a whole lot more homeschoolers this fall. I guarantee it. I know that our membership is going to jump like crazy. And if you're going to get ready to homeschool, share our group, because it's not just about homeschooling. You got to have other things in line too. You got to get rid of the clutter. You got to establish routines. You got to know what's for dinner. You got to stay on top of the laundry. And Tammy, when her kids were homeschooled, they would have a certain routine that they would do first thing in the morning, and then at 9 o'clock school would start. And they would work on their mathematics while their brains were fresh. They would work on their reading and comprehension skills while their brains were, they would get it all done in the morning. And then the afternoon was for fun activities, like a science project, putting together some kind of science project. One year, she did the most amazing thing. She went on a tour of the United States. Each child learned about, they did it as a family. They had from high school students all the way down to elementary students, and they did it as a family, and it was all done where they could all learn at the same time. It's called unit studies. And it was just, and Emily did this too. And they had reading skills about the state. They had mathematics skills about the state. They had cooking skills when it came to that state. They learned what their favorite dishes were, and they made a meal for that, which means you have to measure and do all kinds of stuff. And the kids did it. Daniel learned how to cook doing this, and he still loves to cook. Adores cooking. So when you can get your kids involved in learning household skills along with homeschooling, you're giving your children wings like you wouldn't believe. And Tammy has a book called Giving Your Children Wings. Tammy Fox, look her up on Amazon, and you can get her book. Now, we've got to be ready. So let's take this week, let's get rid of our paper clutter. Let's set up some fun things that, learning how to clean in a fun way. Children love to clean toilets now because we have a toilet bowl brush and it's ready to go. And they can swish and swipe their own toilets. We can do this, folks. We do not have to be held hostage by a governor, by a president, by a set of county commissioners and school boards. We can educate our children, and it's up for us to do it. Now, let's think about some things. Let's think about the blessings in having your children at home. Yeah, there are blessings. You're in charge of their education. They're not being brainwashed at school. Yeah, you're in charge. Another thing, you don't have to go out and buy new school clothes. They can wear what they have. Tammy has a homeschool planner. Yes, she does. And I think you can buy it on Amazon. I think you can. So go check these things out. We're planning today. We're planning for the inevitability that we're going to be homeschooling our children. Yeah, we're going to be doing it. And they have to have lunches, so you're going to have food in the house. You're already doing it. You're just not doing it in a good system. You've had to do it on a wing and a prayer this spring because everything's been shut down. But right now, we can adapt it, and we can make it run a little smoother. Yes, we can. And as Patty says, we're here for you. We can do it. Liz has been homeschooling Mikey and getting the baby ready for preschool this summer. Now, they've been having fun too, but you don't want to lose the skills you had before school shut down. You don't want to lose those skills. So we have to keep reinforcing them. Why do you think we keep doing what we're doing? Yep, meal planning will save time and money. Freedom Academy in, I don't know where Yville is. Well, I hope we see more schools opening, but it's doubtful in the state of North Carolina. It's probably doubtful in the state of Tennessee and in Texas and Florida. And you've got to get some tools for them. Not everything can be done online, y'all. It really can't. You've got to utilize your library. You've got to get some books in the house. Kids want to hold a book. And there is a wonderful program in Tennessee, Dolly Parton, and she gives little children books that they can have. And go check out Dolly's website. I don't know the name of the website, but I don't know if it's for children that aren't in Tennessee, but it's a wonderful way. Each month, the child gets a new book. And you can probably join her book group and purchase those books on Amazon if you need to. But having books for your children to read, sitting down and reading to your children every day. You know, like we have tea time, you need book time. You need to know that at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're going to read to your child. Think about that. Having a system in place. You're already doing tea time, so as soon as tea time is over, as soon as you've relaxed, yeah, it's Dolly's Imagination Library. I don't know the stipulations for it. Dolly's program's nationwide. That's wonderful. Go sign up for it. Get books into your children's hands. They need books. If your boys or girls are excited about racing or motors or find some books that they're going to like. Find some books they're going to like. I don't know what people are complaining about here, but so Dolly should win a Nobel Peace Prize for what she's done for reading for children. Yeah, she's spent millions and millions of dollars to get books into children's hands. So we have got to. Boys do love gross things, but little girls do too. I did. I used to have my elbow knee deep in grease working on a 4-wheeler. It was a 6-wheeler, but I was elbow deep in grease. I liked gross things. I always liked the stars. I always liked bugs. I liked fish. I was a tomboy. But guess what? I was real well-rounded. My brother-in-law asked me to teach him to fly fish yesterday. I told him I could do it in 5 minutes over the phone. He didn't believe it. But I can. And I will. So we've got to find our resources for educating our children. And hopefully the government will be giving you money to do that. I'm looking forward to that happening. That homeschooling parents don't have to rob Peter to pay Paul just to educate their children. This federal money is going to the school systems, and it should be going to the parents to give them the curriculum they need and the tools that they need to educate their children. Yeah, it takes tools. Online learning plus real book learning. So folks, we got to plan. We have to plan for the inevitable. We're going to be educating our children one way or another. And we have to be ready for it. So check out our email system. Let's get our houses in order. We got to declutter. We got to get dressed to lace up shoes. We got to know what's for dinner. Laundry has to be done. Dishwasher needs to be emptied. And the dining table needs to be cleared. Yeah. Set up your homeschooling on your dining table and you can work projects on it. You can still be getting dinner ready while you've got the kids doing their reading work. You can do it. And find a good, a person to mentor you. And it's Tammy, it's me, and it's Leanne. Because if you get this other stuff done that's going to pull you away from schooling your children, it's going to be a piece of cake. Because you're going to get up, you're going to get dressed in the morning, you're going to do your morning routine as quickly as possible, and then you're going to start educating. And you're going to go from 9 till 12 with a couple of breaks in between. Put your headphones on and you can listen to me at 11 o'clock while the kids are working. Then at noon, you're going to feed them. At 1 o'clock, you start a project. It's fun. You get most of their work done by noon. And then you got the rest of the day to do some fun things. We can do this. And with your team, Tammy, Leanne, Marla, Patty, Liz, we're here to help you. We are here to help you. Now, we can't go to homeschooling conferences right now. There weren't any this spring. But the curriculum's still out there. You can order it. Leanne, Tammy can help you to decide what you need to get. She talks about different things, give you the resources. We're going to do this. Instead of waiting for the teacher to noom into your living room and talk to your children, you can do this yourself. If you have a high school education, you can homeschool your children. Think about it. You can do it. Well, folks, we got lots to do today. I've been working since 8 o'clock this morning. I got up and got started. Well, y'all have a great day. I will see you at 3 o'clock. Let's get some things done and start pondering what's going on. Now, we have some great sales going on right now. Our calendars are 25% off if you use coupon code CLEAN25. You can take that 25% discount on anything that's not already deeply discounted. We have water bottles on sale. The big mop is $25.95. We have the best deal in the house is the Back to Basics package. If you have never purchased any of our products and you just want to try something, this is the package to get. For $49.95, you get the basic tools. Yeah. The regular mop, the broom, the rubber scrubber, here it is. Every room needs one of these. The Swish and Swipe pack and purple rags. $49.95. It's $121. It's our Back to Basics pack. And when you're homeschooling, you need a before bed routine. A before bed routine. You get everything ready to go for first thing in the morning. Yeah. Everything's ready to go. You still need a launch pad. Well, I'm going to end the show with, let's see, Swish and Swipe. Yeah, this is a good song. Because that's what we're doing. This is our habit this month. Swish and Swipe. Uh-oh, it shut off on me.
2, 3, 4. Swish and swipe. I'm swishing, I'm swiping, but you would hear me griping 'cause I'm blessing my house today. I really dig it, I get it. It only takes a minute to keep my house looking this way. And you should see me move when I'm getting in the groove with a can-do attitude. I fly so high when I'm swishing and swiping. No, you won't hear me cry.
I'm cleaning and cleaning. I do my quick routines and I'll soon be able to play. And you should see me smile when I'm sprucing up this title. Only takes a little while and I'm done. And it's fun when I'm swishing and swiping. No, you won't hear me griping, 'cause I'm blessing my house today. Here we go now. Swish and swipe. Round and round I scrub just to once around this tub, and things are looking up and I fly so high when I'm swishing and swiping. No, you won't hear me griping, 'cause I'm blessing my house today. And that's right, I'm blessing my house today.
Okay, folks. Y'all have a good rest of the day. I'll see you at 3 o'clock. Bring your tea. Bye.